Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. I do believe it's time for some Saturday morning React-TOONS featuring Robotech. Today we'll be watching episode 55 of the Robotech Masters saga, Dana in Wonderland. They're in the belly of a Robotech Master ship right now, so I can assume that's Wonderland? Guess we'll find out, friends. Before we get started, if you could hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and ring the notification bell, it greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time we go live with Saturday Morning React-TOONS, or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do, Robotech included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all of that is then. This is now, and now it's time to sit down on the virtual couch, grab your best sugary cereal, and watch some Saturday Morning React-TOONS featuring Robotech, episode 55, Dana in Wonderland. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Fanfare scene. My daughter does that all the time. You will be meeting her on the channel very, very soon. She will be my very first co-host as we get ready to watch The Last of Us in preparation for The Last of Us Season 2 coming out. I believe they announced now April of 2025. So look for that bridge from us as we... I am Warp Reactor here, I guess, officially. She is Impulse. So I can't wait, friends. I do believe you all will love her. I know I certainly do. Love this show, too. Holy smokes. I've been thinking about Mind Game. It was Mind Game. The first incursion into the superstructure, I guess, of the Robotech Master ship. Unless you count the one that was down on the ground and they met Musica and all that. This is a definite, not a scouting mission, though. This is full-on fighting, and I am concerned. Very concerned. We're going to lose somebody.
The battle over the control of protoculture has reached beyond the limits of common sanity.
Common sanity, no shit.
The Earth's Robotech defenders battling to save something they know next to nothing about.
Right.
I do not comprehend the extraordinary power of the half-breed Micronian. Exposure to her emotions is causing several of the clone's logic circuits to malfunction.
Ooh, Dana.
It's as though he has no control over what he's doing.
That's one heck of an understatement, Lieutenant. No control? He looks like he's gonna blow us both to kingdom come any second.
I mean, the arm is shaking, if that means anything.
Don't you know who I am? It's me, Zor Dana. I want to talk to you.
He's talking in that telepathic voice again, too. Nice
You
job,
can't
Angie.
reason with him. He's one of them.
Yeah, you can't.
Gotta do something.
Come on, Angie.
You wanna play games, do you, my fine alien friend?
Let's play.
Take cover, you're right in the line of fire.
Dana. Come on, Angie.
Stop it!
What's the matter, huh?
You'll never beat him that way. You've got to switch to Battloid mode.
Right.
Well, Dana, get in your tank, too, and help out here. Angie knows what he's doing. I don't think he's as good as Zor, though. But Zor's fighting it, so hopefully...
His exposure to human influence may have produced an adverse effect on his anterior brain cells.
Do you suggest an awakening of a dormant racial memory?
Possibly.
They want to give him a memory of, like, Zor? Come on, Angie.
But why didn't he finish it?
He's fighting.
They should be at the next opening.
Hey, look! Here they come!
Look out below!
Right on time, Lieutenant!
Did you see the Bowie's outfit was his uniform was rustling in the thrust?
Well, first, we should try to locate the ship's command center or bridge. Then take it by force.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
I would say the logical place to look would be somewhere near the center of the ship.
Yeah.
Angelo, what's it look like out there?
This is a terrible idea.
Or can we keep moving?
3 of you are gonna have to start dressing alike.
Sure, but how are we going to disguise our uniform?
It's simple, Louis. We don't try to.
Nothing ventured.
Hey, everybody.
Huh? Oh, look at this.
Sean.
Oh, excuse me, miss.
Jesus, Sean.
I'm sure that I couldn't be mistaken about having met 3 such attractive ladies at some point in the past. Anyway, I thought...
It appears to me to be linked to a serious muscular disorder. We must perform emergency treatment on his muscle system at once. Let us proceed.
I'm afraid I didn't...
His muscle system?
Doing? Are you
the left
crazy
eye.
or something?
Stroke condition is marginal.
Well, Sean, this is what you get, bud.
Place him on the floor.
Hey! Like, oh, I know, I can't read!
All right, that's enough. Fill up.
Sean's such a horn dog that he'll probably contaminate everybody.
Split up. They can't get all of us.
Well, they shouldn't get any of you.
What were you trying to do?
Pass myself off as an alien, of course!
Fool, you don't know the customs.
I just figured that out, Sergeant.
Oh, this way.
I always think, you know, before Dana arrived, these two were the ones in charge. It was Sean in charge of the 15th, and Angela was his second. Oh, they're just straight up murdering now. Music are playing the hell out of that light harp.
A band of alien soldiers have invaded the central corridor. We just heard the news. Have any been captured? I must know. Carno and his men have started an all-out search for them.
Carno, I think, is the one that was like betrothed to her, paired with her.
This looks like a dormitory of some kind. These beds sure look comfortable.
Well, let's take a nap, Goldilocks.
Lieutenant, where are you?
She's waking up now.
Bowie, what is it? What's going on?
You were sound asleep, Lieutenant.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Okay, this is a terrible idea, Dana.
All right, let's go. Here, put these on.
Hey.
Huh?
But we can't do that, Lieutenant. We'll look ridiculous in women's clothes.
They're robes, man.
What do we do now, Lieutenant?
Break into Christmas carols if they catch us.
That's hilarious.
Quick, let's find a place to sit.
It's kind of interesting. There's a parallel here between like Macross City inside the SDF-1, like this whole civilian population.
Friendly, huh?
Well,
It burns.
you're right. It tastes pretty good.
I'm gonna drain it.
In the case of these 3, the body is healthy, but the mental processes are alarmingly unstable.
Hey, open up.
Dana being the highest on that meter.
Stand here. These are the conversion stabilizer units.
That's interesting. What are they used for?
They're the reason you have come here.
Like a re-education type of thing. Stabilization.
This was accomplished by the simple addition of a bioenergy supplement to his metabolism. Drink this.
I guess we don't have any other choice.
Sure, you can say no.
Reporting 3 patients with highly unusual bioscan readings. Also, one of the reprocessed clones is acting strangely.
It would have been interesting to have seen like one of them start to get like emotional, and that would have been the person that we see coming out of the thing now.
No, you don't. Get back.
Hey!
But we don't keep our cool much here, do we?
Summon the guards. 3rd stage alert. 3rd stage alert. The clones are out of control.
Now's our chance. Use the zombies for cover and make for...
The zombies.
Hey, there's some kind of vehicle here.
Do you know how to operate it?
No. Well, so far so good.
Lieutenant!
Well, she just took off without you? Jesus. Dana. Dear God. Dana, let go. This truly is Dana in Wonderland.
There must be some way I can help.
Well, for one thing, what kind of place is this?
This? Why, this is the District Interim Center for Purging and Replacement.
Purging of what?
Why, the personal consciousness of those whose original bodies are being rehabilitated.
How?
Really?
But they've allowed you to keep your permanent body. This is a most unusual diversion from the normal treatment pattern. Oh, I'm afraid I must confess, my reprogramming efforts haven't been entirely successful. Uh-oh.
You are just the guy we need.
How can you be sure it's not working?
Because I still have individual thought patterns.
You are just the guy we need.
Return to your training stations.
Oh, you stupid fools! Don't you understand what they're doing to you here?
This one urgently requires a full body replacement.
Come on. You're much too intelligent to live in this kind of slavery.
Exactly who we need.
Any sign?
No.
Oh, they got themselves some.
Just get in and we'll let the vehicle take us to the target.
You mean you still haven't caught the intruders? No. They're hiding among the civilian population and cannot be identified.
I actually like this. We're learning quite a bit about the whole clone process.
Hey, we can't stop just for some girl.
Oh, yes, we can.
See, it's easy. We just hit the brake.
Now that I found you again, nothing else matters to me.
You know, it's strange, but I feel the same.
We belong together.
I would be content to remain like this for the rest of recorded time.
Rest of recorded time. Cool.
Do not move, Micronian.
Huh?
Stand slowly.
Louis?
Move away from the alien at once.
He is an enemy of our people.
Louis?
You mustn't hurt him, Carno. I forbid it. He has done you no harm.
It is Carno, okay.
Now stand aside, Musica.
Hey, Bowie, take off!
No, Louis. You're coming too, buddy.
From everything I've been able to figure out, this must be the main control center of the ship. What an amazing computer. Destroy this and you destroy them.
Ooh! What was that? Oh no!
Micronian, you have deceived only yourself.
Yes, the living protoculture has captured him.
The living protoculture?
Why are we here?
This is my physical body in this canister.
Oh, wow. Oh!
Now, seize them.
Oh, wow. They're firing willy-nilly into these. Go get them, Dana! I mean, Dana did hand Zor his ass in the hospital, so... Well... was able to fight.
Your only hope for survival is to destroy the main control center. To find it, follow the energy beam in this proto-transmitter.
But aren't you going with me?
I'll stay here.
I like this dude.
Don't shoot!
Send out the Micronian intruder immediately.
Run!
Dear God! No!
You shot him!
Oh man, it's a hell of a firefight. Oh my God! Guys, we need to...
Fire is too heavy. We can't
yeah,
get
new
through.
plan.
Got to get through!
Angie?
Didn't you hear me, Phillips?
Angie?
We seem to have a little problem, Sergeant.
Angela says, I'm sitting the fuck down and you can carry me out of here.
Hey, look who's here.
Are you all right, Sergeant?
Yes.
Huh?
But it looks like we failed our mission.
It certainly looks that way.
Most interesting. These Micronians show no fear of their captivity, only anger that they have failed in their endeavor. We must study them closely.
You all have all the time in the world for your little experiments and observations, don't you? Remember the NVID? All right, everybody. We just got done watching the 55th episode of Robotech, Dana in Wonderland, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, we just watched Dana in Wonderland, the 55th episode of Robotech. This one was interesting. I think that the thing that I'm going to take away from this one more than anything else, I mean, it was sort of a Keystone Cops type of thing down here, you know, Benny Hill skit where they're just running around and getting into trouble and running to a new place and getting into trouble. They all should have been caught, and they were. So that made it a bit more realistic. I think it's interesting, too, just before I go off on my aside, that the Masters they're beings of observation and science for the most part, you know, like they're very arrogant, obviously, you know, we have nothing to fear from the Micronians. I mean, they're speaking from a point of strength, too. I mean, we haven't shown them anything to make them think that they should really truly be scared of us, especially with Leonard in charge. But that's beside the point. I think it's interesting to see. That's what I think that this episode did best. It gave us a really good look inside kind of the society of the Robotech Masters. there's a lot of things going on that I'm not 100% sure I know exactly like the process or the cycle of what's going on, but it looks like to me that it's like they have their original bodies, and the original, like the consciousness inside the original bodies is re-uploaded into clone bodies. Oh, I guess as a way to preserve the original body, maybe, because it looks like they were in a state of suspended animation. And so then your consciousness can go on while your natural body, would have lived and died. And, you're running out of people. So how do you propagate the people? They obviously don't have, they're just talking now about like pairings and stuff like that. So it's almost as if, if I had to make a guess, it's my long-winded way of saying this. If I had to make a guess, the cycle of life is sort of like this. I don't know where the original bodies come from. So I'm just going to leave that question mark on that. The original bodies progress to a certain point, and you don't want them to age up or die or anything like that, so you put them in suspended animation. And then through the use of protoculture, you make the new clone bodies. I think what they're saying now is we need more protoculture because we don't have enough to continue making clone bodies. We have consciousness or personalities or original bodies that are kind of sitting in suspended animation, waiting for a new body to inhabit, but we can't make them. We don't have the protoculture for them. And so for the first time, we see a baby inside this nursery type of area, this like growth kind of area. Which makes me wonder, obviously, you're not growing a new baby body for a baby that you've got suspended in some capsule that, you need to transfer its consciousness. You would allow the regular, which it didn't seem that foreign to people too. Like whenever the one guy who was super cool that was helping Dana said, or I think it was him, that said they allowed you to keep your real body. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. But it wasn't something that was so crazy that it was like beyond the realm of comprehension or possibility. So I think what we're seeing too, because what was his name? Carno and Musica were basically told that they were going to be paired, which I assume, and we talked about it back in the episode where that occurred, that it was almost like a breeding schedule. Like, hey, we're out of protoculture, but we need new bodies. And the only way to do that is the old fashioned way, and that's basically what they were kind of hinting to. And, we never saw any like babies inside of the Zentradi either, to the point where when Dana as a baby was, displayed to the Zentradi, they lost their fucking minds. They had no idea what they were looking at. And so to be able to see like an actual baby growing that didn't look like the baby didn't have like the same type of skin color or pallor that the clones had. It looked like they were growing a human child, which is very interesting to me. Now, again, I know that Robotech can have a lot of inconsistencies coming from an established property and being tried to like shoehorned into a narrative. So a lot of these things I might be picking up on are actually maybe like misanimations or just erroneous in one form or another. So I'm sure my theory has a ton of holes in it if it's not completely wrong altogether. But I think it's really interesting now. So it looks like they've actually kind of moved to that next level. They were talking about it, and now they're actually like having babies, to presumably get more units to be able to fight the Invid, before they can get this protoculture. So it was really a cool look inside their society. And the other thing that I liked a lot about that is that we talked about it in the reaction. There's a parallel between the civilian section of the Robotech master ship that is very bookendy for Macross City inside the SDF-1. Interesting shit. And I find it fascinating too. Again, I think now I don't even think of Macross and Southern Cross as separate properties. I think of them as Robotech, and I'm like, oh man, that's so reminiscent of the SDF-1 in Macross City, which is a completely different property. It just so happens they lucked out and had this like correlation between the two properties that was really interesting. I really could, and again, they're using it in such a way, like the exploration of all the 15th kind of going in different sections of this, that they were able to tell us more about the clone process, the way the clones live, what they believe, how they act, sort of like how the different trios, like what their jobs are as far as like healthcare and science and all of those things. They seem to they're very similar to us in many ways, just with a different kind of overall way to process, take care of their bodies, feed themselves. That aside, the actual living seemed very, very similar to the stuff that we would see in a Macross city. So it is just, it's a really fascinating, this was a really cool look into, more so than we've ever had, into the Robotech Masters Society. And I think that was desperately needed, and it was a perfect time for it too. If you want to get to a point where you're going to like have peace with the Robotech Masters, now it's time to learn more about them. And if it's an eradication, then you'll know that there's a specific kind of group inside of the Robotech Masters that needs to go. Not everybody in there is evil. We've seen very good evil adversaries. We've seen very good examples of people that are willing to be peaceful, have independent thought. There are these different pods in here that'll definitely kind of stop any type of like mass eradication if ever presented to itself. There is a real possibility for a future between these two groups. I can't wait to see how this one ends, friends. I can't wait. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time we go live. And of course, if there's anything that we do, Robotech included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that's then, this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So from this episode, where do we say goodbye from? Well, friends, unfortunately, in this instance, we are members of the 15th, and it looks like we're all incarcerated right now. So, friends, hunker down on your bunk, pull out a harmonica, maybe start banging a tin cup along the bars of our jail cells, because we might be here for a bit, or we might have some daring escape attempt next episode. Until we get a chance to see exactly how it plays out, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.